About 2,462 hours until commencement. And I can tell you that this flies by. It's very exciting, and tonight is a time for all of us not only to celebrate this milestone, but to actually begin our goodbyes. And to figure out how you, the seniors, are going to leave Tilton School. This year has been fantastic. It's been a year that's been fueled by your sense of pride in yourselves and also in this school. This has permeated our community and it's made a difference for this year. It's something that I'm proud of, the leadership that this senior class has brought to the school. Before we begin our meal, I do have 2 items to cover. The first is that tonight did not just simply happen. Lots of people worked tirelessly to make tonight, most notably our development office, but more importantly, the lead person is Miss Alex Sedgley, and I'd like to give her a round of applause. And before we start the meal, I am proud to introduce Mr. Rob PATTEN, Tilton School class of 1989. A 3-year student from Kittery, Maine, Rob ran on the cross-country squad and also skied on our alpine team. After graduation, Rob attended the University of Maine, earning his degree in business management. Right after college, he joined a staffing firm which specialized in recruiting exceptional talent for technology firms. And after a couple of years, he went on to found his own staffing company called STRATACUITY, which specializes in placing scientists at biotechnology firms. His involvement with his business led him into a deep interest in cystic fibrosis, and Rob and his family have committed themselves to supporting the search for a cure for this devastating disease. For his efforts 1 year ago, Rob received the Breath of Life Award, which is a lifetime achievement from the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and which is a testament to the commitment he has to supporting this work. Rob has a passion for the out of doors with his family, and from time to time, he stops by campus after a day on the slopes. On his most recent visit, Rob and his kids played hooky from school and just swung by. That was great. Tonight, his father, Charlie PATTEN, Tilton School of 1965, and a former trustee, is with us. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Rob PATTEN to the podium.
Hello, good evening. Thank you very much. Welcome to the 100 Days Dinner. Turn that thing off, would you? We didn't have cell phones back in my day. What a great group of people I see here tonight. To the seniors, you're just a few months before graduation. You're in the home stretch, and that must be very exciting. First off, thank you, Peter, for having me here. That was a nice introduction. Thank you to everyone who made this dinner possible. And to my parents, well, thank you. I'm very grateful you sent me to Tilton. And as Peter mentioned, my father's sitting right there. He didn't make him raise his hand, which is what I wanted to do. He's a great guy and a good co-pilot on the way up here tonight. So I'm glad to be here. So Peter asked me to say a few words, and in typical fashion, he said, keep it under 3 minutes or we're going to give you the hook. And so in light of the fact that it's a pretty tough crowd here, I made this very simple. I'm going to tell you why Tilton was a very special place to me. And because you're nearing graduation, I wanted to give you some advice that I hope you'll remember. And just so you know, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell you to work hard. I'm not going to tell you to put in your best effort. I'm not going to tell you to go get a great job or make a big impact. Soon you'll be alumni of Tilton School, and I know you'll do all of that anyway. So first, Tilton is special to me because it laid the foundation for my future success. There's no time to tell you all of the lessons that I learned at Tilton, so I decided to tell you just one of the big ones. I came to Tilton in the fall of 1986 as a sophomore. This was my first time away from home. About 3 weeks into the year, we had our first chemistry exam. And on the following Monday, I learned that I got a D+. Now I know what you're thinking. Peter obviously did not check my transcript before asking me to speak here tonight, right? Well, and so with these results, the chemistry teacher, Mr. Sutcliffe, took me aside and said, Rob, I'm very, very disappointed. You seem to like chemistry, you participate in class, what the heck happened? And I really didn't know, so I simply apologized and I told him that it would never happen again. And in the several weeks leading up to the second exam, he took every opportunity to tell me that he expected much better. So immediately after the second test, Mr. Sutcliffe asked me if I had a minute before my next class, and I did. And so he decided to grade my exam right on the spot. This time, I got a B-. And he was grinning ear to ear. He said, I knew you could do it. He was happier than I was. With all the concern that Mr. Sutcliffe had shown me over the prior weeks, I didn't want a B-. I was beginning to learn what makes Tilton School such a special place. I promised him A's from then on. And just so you know, I got pretty much A's and B's the whole way through, maybe 1 C. So it turned out okay. But Mr. Sutcliffe expected more, and that made me try much harder. For me, it was the first time I felt like a teacher actually cared about my success. And it's the faculty that continue to make Tilton a very special place. So please give them a round of applause for everything that they do. So now on to my quick advice for you. And when I was in your shoes with just a few months before graduation, I had a lot on my mind. Looking back now, what I can tell you is that most of what was concerning me ended up not mattering at all in life. Okay? You think about that for a minute. Ironically, it's what I was not worried about that ended up mattering the most. So what mattered the most? Every time I've succeeded, whether in business or in my personal life, it's because of a relationship I developed. Sure, I've worked hard, I've taken risks, I've made some good decisions, but what mattered most in my life were my people. I suspect your people will matter most in yours. Your people are all the people that you can impact, all the people you can influence, all the people you love and who love you. You build your life from the people around you, from what you can do for those around you. That's what life is all about. And today, our differences seem to matter more than what we have in common. And so I think this gives you a very special opportunity. There's something that you can begin doing right now. And whether it's someone you already know or someone you're meeting for the first time, do this. Approach them with an open mind, an open heart, a big smile, and with the intention of giving to them. It's your people who will impact your life in untold ways. If you do that, I'm sure you're going to build a very fulfilling life that matters. I hope the Tilton experience has given you as much as it's given me. And good luck to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patton. We're going to have dinner now, and what's going to happen is you can clap for that if you'd like. Is that a 10, Owen? You got a 10. Okay, thanks, Owen. Fantastic. So for the rest of this evening, we have the opportunity to listen from one other alum, and then two folks who you voted to be your speakers at the 100 Days Dinner. And we're going to start with our alumni speaker. I'm now pleased to introduce a familiar face to most of us. And for me, right now, this moment is the most stressful moment of the night. As I bring to the podium Konstantinos Stelianis Aspergonis, who to us is known as DEANO. Let's give him a round of applause. DEANO was a four-year student from Laconia. While at school, DEANO played soccer and lacrosse, and also earned the William Harrison Lufelder Award during his senior year. He is currently a student at Merrimack College, and is joined tonight by his parents, Mark and Andrea. Please join me in welcoming our guest speaker, DEANO, Tilton School class of 2017.
Good evening, everyone. For the sake of this speech, we're going to pretend like we're 3 days in the future and there's 100 days left. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Saliba and the faculty for allowing me to come and speak on behalf of the class of 2017 tonight, as well as anyone else who made tonight possible. Let me start out by telling you all a little bit about myself. My name is Konstantinos Stelianis. I'm Greek, if you couldn't tell. For most of you know me as DEANO. I'm 17 years old, younger than the majority of the people in the room, including my girlfriend. I know. My father is an immigrant from a small village in Greece, probably less than 100 people in it. My mom was born and grew up in Canton, Ohio, which is a little under 700 miles from here. Thank God for my stepdad, who ironically is the only person who should fit this picture, being as how he grew up in Belmont, New Hampshire, and is a Tilton alum. It's thanks to him that I'm able to stand in front of you all today. My family line almost didn't exist if it wasn't for my great-great-grandmother, who fled her village in the middle of the night to avoid a Turkish invasion. Her home and the entire village were burned to the ground, and the people were slaughtered. But by some miracle, my great-great-grandmother made it out. Eyeball and Denise, no hard feelings. But by some weird twist of the tale, here I am, living in good old Laconia, New Hampshire, having graduated from one of the greatest high schools I could have dreamed of attending. I was a four-year senior from last year's graduating class, and I have the honor of knowing many of you personally. I remember this day last year, enjoying a nice meal away from the stage, sitting with friends, and listening to speeches. Well, at least trying to, because my best friend Nick Ferre kept whispering remarks in my ear every time he saw fit. I seem to remember someone calling us the best class, and he leans over and says, "Yeah, you're damn right we are." I give him a grin, and even sometimes a slight chuckle to show him I was listening, but I really just wanted him to shut up. Thinking back on this, however, I can't help but take in the fact that there are two types of people in this room right now. In no way am I labeling him in one of these groups. I mean, he comes back to Tilton more than I do, so that's got to count for something. There are those who are eager to hear what I have to say, and there are those who will criticize and be skeptical when I say something contrary to their belief. There are those of you that when I say 100 days, they get a slight tingly feeling because they realize just how short that really is. And then there are those of you who feel that 100 days is a prison sentence and graduation can't come soon enough. No matter which type you are, you're in it together, and all I ask is that you lend me your ears for a short time, and I hope that what I say you find useful. There was one other thing that stuck with me on this night last year. During one of the speeches, I remember from the podium came the phrase, "If you're looking for another Tilton, you won't find it." For me, that is what stuck. That is what made me realize that this was it, 100 days. Now, last year's speaker was Gabby Hunter, all SES's class president on the varsity basketball team, playing for Dartmouth. Now here I am standing in front of you. I attend Merrimack College, which at your point in the college process, I had taken as a joke school because the recommended GPA on Naviance was like a 2.6. I also remember my mom and I checking out their website, and on the front page was a picture of a bunch of students holding red solo cups with faculty having a grand old time somewhere in the middle of the woods. If I had told myself last year that I was going to a party school for education, I don't know if I would die laughing or break down crying. Now, I'm sure there are those of you in this room that have been or will be accepted to great schools like Dartmouth. And to you I say, what an achievement. Wear the accolades with pride. But there are also those of you in this room who have been or will be denied from their dream schools, like myself. My number one school changed 4 times throughout the college process. I was let down on 3 separate occasions. I had 3 different college sweatshirts and wore all of them to class at some point. People would always ask, oh, are you going to Merrimack? I saw you with a Wentworth shirt the other day. I remember on my birthday, which is March 9th, coming up in case anyone wants to make a gift. But on my birthday, my parents got me about 8 different articles of clothing from Wentworth, and I was so excited for about 48 hours until the financial package came. And that package was the best, worst thing that could have happened to me. I took a very valuable lesson out of this college process, and I realized that nothing in this world is certain. Life won't always give you what you want, but it usually gives you something. It's your job to make what you can with what you are given. I encourage all of you to enter this next stage of your life with an open heart and accept that you'll succeed no matter where you are. Merrimack is an amazing place, and I am shocked with how great of a fit it was for me. But a school is just a place. Tilton is just a place. Sure, some schools might have better dorms or athletic teams and classes, blah, blah, blah. But if there's one thing I've learned from Tilton, it's that it's the people that make a place what it is. It's all of you, students and faculty too. That fact right there is why there will never be another Tilton. In 100 days, you are on the next chapter of your life. So what can you do to take advantage of these 100 days and make sure you do everything you can to savor it? Well, that answer lies inside you. In life, you are your greatest ally and your toughest opponent. You are the only one who can truly bring you down and the only one that can pick yourself back up. All the memories you've made at this wonderful school, all the experiences you've had, all the lessons you've learned, they are all the tools that have been placed in your toolbox. And your toolbox is your ticket to success. I could tell you to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. I could tell you to spend extra time with your friends and faculty. You can go out and make new memories that will last you a lifetime so that when your grandkids are in high school, you can be that grandparent that tells those cheesy, when I was your age stories that every kid loves hearing about at every family gathering. Seriously, everyone. But most importantly, do what makes you happy. No matter what it is, do what makes you happy. This is your time, so make the most of it. You have the rest of the year to take in a wonderful school and even better people. For many of you, high school has been a time of hard work and obstacles, but at the same time, it has been full of success and excitement. You are entering the stage where you can slow down and catch your breath a bit in this long race. The finish line is in sight. But as you strive to finish, I encourage you all not to look to the end, but rather look back at your journey to this point. Look at your accomplishments and realize just how far you've come. Look at your failures and see that no matter how big of an obstacle was set in your path, you are all still sitting here tonight, together. Now, the journey is not over yet, and you will still be met with challenges in these next 100 days. But you're almost there. Class of 2018, I leave you with this final remark in regard to where to go from here. Just because you're breathing doesn't mean you're living. So go out and live. Thank you.
Thank you, DEANO. The next 2 speakers are your classmates, and they need no introduction. You elected them to speak this evening, which is such a great honor. Our first speaker will be Liam Conlon.
popping in. You know, it's been an unbelievable journey, and I'm so glad that everyone here can share it with me. From those of you who I've known since freshman year, all my new friends I made just this year, thank you all. It's been great. Unlike many of you, I've been here for 4 years, and I was the only male domestic boarding student in my freshman class. Only one of the 3 remaining students from that class. Some left by choice, others by force. You can say I had a unique experience here. But it's been great because I've gotten to watch as our small, tiny freshman class grew and mature as people and as a community. There's so many new faces that have showed up since just my tiny class, which I believe had 27 students in my freshman class. Unbelievable. Our time at Tilton has been filled with fun, laughter, and enjoyment for our whole community throughout the grades. Whether it be hanging out with just your friends, philosophizing on what you will do with your future, or when I'm just out in the White Mountains with the outdoor program, pushing all the boundaries. Each experience was unique and great in their own way. To me, Tilton is one of the most cohesive communities in the prep school world. Everywhere you go, you won't find a place like us. We might be small, but we're mighty. The experiences and friendships made up on our small hill will last you a lifetime. And that's truly amazing. When I was 16 years old, I made the choice to travel to Japan. Now, I didn't speak a lick of Japanese. I had never been to a non-English speaking country. And I just had the money, and my friend was going, so I decided I'd tag along. When I got to Japan, I didn't really know much about the culture or what I was really in for. During my time there, I got to meet up with a now Tilton alumni, Tatsu Hotta. He was gracious enough to let me into his home, introduce me to his family, and show me around Tokyo. This was a great experience that was afforded to me because of my Tilton School. Tatsu and I met each other when we were in sophomore year. I was a freshman, he was a sophomore. And I didn't really know him that well until I went to Japan. And the fact that he would let me stay with him for 2 days, and I got to spend all this time with a connection I made briefly at school through friends. That's amazing. The connections you make here are what is important in life. As Mr. Patton said earlier, connections will last you a lifetime, and they'll get you to higher and higher places. Now, I would say my most formative year was probably my sophomore year. That is when I met my now roommate, Peter. Me and Peter became deeply intrigued with the history and the secrets behind Tilton School. We thought for sure there had to be a secret society. The school was founded in 1845, and no way they had gone all this time without having any affiliation with the Skull and Bones. So we would spend weeks on end hunting for clues, tunnels, anything that would lead us to our ultimate goal of finding the secret society with a big portrait of a man holding a cat in a spinning chair and glaring down. But sadly, we never did. We thought we found it one time in this hole underneath the train tracks down by the bridge. And the only thing that we found was a bunch of giant spiders and probable gas poisoning. Because it was a sewer drain that I had climbed 30 feet into. Well, since my friends and I had no luck in finding a secret society, not for lack of trying, we decided that we would start our own. You probably haven't heard of us, though. But that's really what Tilton's all about. Exploration, growing as a person, and finding out who you want to be. The school will give you as much as you put into it, as will any school. And at times, I didn't use the power of the potential afforded to me from Tilton. But I'm glad that they opened my eyes to it, because when I go to college, no one's going to be there telling me that I can achieve everything. Most of us are going to go away next year and leave our small Tilton community behind and just become another student on a big campus. But I hope that all of you can look back and remember your Tilton family and the community that's there. Know that you'll always have a place with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Liam. Our next speaker is Kelsey Johnson.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you all for voting for me and allowing me to speak tonight. And thank you, Mr. Saliba, and Saunders, and students and faculty for listening to what I have to say and here 2 minutes. I just wanted to start off by saying how thankful I was to have the opportunity to meet all of you and just, I don't know, I'm so upset that we have such short time left together. It blows my mind every day to look around and see people from like China, Sweden, and just all across the U.S. And I never in a million years would have ever imagined to meet anyone and live with someone as crazy as Snow. I think about it a lot though, how we all share one thing in common, and that's that we all lead a completely different life back home, wherever home is for any of you. But when you come to campus, we all, I think, leave an impact on at least one other person with your time being here. And Izzy, I've never told you this, but I think you've made the biggest impact on me, and I think it's just from my countless hours spent in your room every single night. And I've just got nothing but the best advice from you. So I can't really express like how thankful I am to have met every single one of you. And I just wanted to share a few moments that people have impacted me. Mr. Saliba, the first time I ever met you, you asked me why I didn't come to school and why my brother came to school here, but the first thing that came to my mind was the fact that my parents have to pay for my brother's tuition and my sister's tuition and my tuition when I go to college. But I didn't say that, I answered with a shake in my voice. I don't know, I thought it would be cool to go to boarding school, but I don't. So I just think it's crazy that here I am standing here and I'm afraid to answer such a simple question. To the girls in Maloney, I wanted to just thank you all for being so cool and just making it that I can walk into any room and know that I'm not talking to a complete stranger, and just making my first time living away still feel like I was at home. To the boys on the hockey team, I just want to thank you all for liking me better than Grayson. I just think, when I was writing this speech with Mr. Kilpatrick, he asked me what was one impact that, or time that represented my time at Tilton the best. And I just think that it was becoming a better person myself. And he told me that he thought that that was too vague to talk about, but I really don't. Because I think that Tilton, it's just, this school in general changes people and come through here. And I just love all the people that come here and all the faculty. They invest so much time. I don't know why my voice is changing. They just invest a lot of time into each individual and make sure that you reach your highest potential. And I just think that it's crazy that I'm allowed to have this opportunity and change as a person. And I just wanted to thank you guys again for allowing me to speak tonight and meet all of you. I'm thankful for all these memories I've created. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey. Before I recognize our four-year seniors, I want to do a few things. First, I want you to know that saying goodbye is very hard to do, both for the people who are staying and for those who are leaving. A departure often brings out strong emotions in everyone. Sometimes these emotions are positive, and sometimes they're negative. All of us need to be aware as we navigate these next few months together. Sorry. Wrong page. Second, I hope that you'll start considering the new role that you will be taking after commencement. That is the role of being members of our Alumni Association. I cannot overemphasize the importance of this group of people who will be connected forever. I know that some of you right now may be very ready to leave. Most of you have reached the point where the rules make this place seem like a prison. But I do know that all of you will value what happened during your time here. It might even be that you miss this place more than you think possible. And I know this because I'm the one who's on the road. I'm the one talking to alumni. I'm the one taking their calls and reading the letters. It is amazing how this place changes once you've been away. You need to know that Tilton School exists because of its alumni. They support the school with their contributions to the annual fund. They guard its history, its traditions, and they spread the good word of this school. You were able to attend this school for many reasons, but you can never underestimate the role that alumni have played in your experience. They are the ones who are really responsible for keeping Tilton a thriving place. As members of the alumni, all of you have the responsibility to care for this school, and it's an important expectation that I have for everyone in this room. I believe that all of you will find a way to sustain this school in your own way, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you at your 5th reunion. I'll be a little older, I'll be a little balder, but I can't wait to see you at that time. It is truly a moment to look forward to. I now would like to introduce and recognize a special group of individuals. These seniors have been with us for 4 years. And I'll tell you, my numbers differ a little bit from Liam's numbers. But I'm just going to go with Liam, okay? I'd like the following students to stand as your name is called and hold your applause. Once your names have been called and we give you applause, please move to the back for a group photo, and then all of us will move back and have a photo as well. So, with these seniors, please stand. Dominique Bolda. Please hold your applause. Nate Gendron, Sophia Burgess Dunn, Grayson Goulet, Chris Chandonnet, Charles Gu, Liam Conley, Nick Arente, Alice Dew, Olivia Hale, Trevor Federick, Sam Hahn, Kaylee Hughes, Ryan Waring, Allison Jolly, Cole Winkleman, Morgan LeBaron, Jennifer Zhu, Tira Sponte, Octavia Zhao, Katie Ruggles, Alvin Zhu, Maddie Vanderpool, and even though she's not here tonight, I do want to announce Isabel Walensky. Let's give these people a round of applause.